Hey, what's up? It's Deanna. So I probably showed you this stuff last summer, and if I did, I don't even remember. I can't remember what I did with my car keys and find them in the refrigerator. So nonetheless, let me just show you what I have here. And what do I have? God only knows. I know it's antique. I know it's European. Both of them. And I'm wearing a blue glove and I look like a smurf. And the reason why I'm wearing a blue glove is because I hate, with a passion, touching antique glass with my bare hands because I get my finger oils on it and fingerprints. So let me start off with this object here. And it is really beautiful. And to me, this is telling me, by looking at the iridescence and the iris flower on it, that this is most likely Art Nouveau. And Art Nouveau was a movement sometime that started, I believe, in the 1890s or so, and went up to probably about 1910, just before the Art Deco period began. And so this is looking to me like Bohemian glass or French glass. So one of two makers come to mind when I look at this. And again, I am no expert. So if you are, write it in the comments below and correct me and tell me how wrong I am. But again, this looks like it's either French or Bohemian. One maker that comes to mind would be Moser, Moser, who made beautiful crystal and glass hand-blown pieces of art, and they actually enameled it and hand-painted it. Another such maker that comes to mind would be Harrach, Harrach, which I believe was another Bohemian company, if I'm correct. And last but not least, another company that comes to mind that usually makes a lot of these Art Nouveau flower patterns that have raised enamel, especially in gold gilding, would be Legras Mont Joye, French. French. Don't mind me. This sounds so unprofessional. But so I don't know who made it. I have no clue. But what is it? It looks like some kind of box. And they usually call these old glass boxes with the clasps and the hinges casket boxes. And I know that sounds a little morbid and a little creepy, but they did call these type of boxes caskets. But this one also looks like it could be a dresser casket box. So a lady would keep it on her dresser, or some kind of like makeup jar or powder jar. Now, or hat pin jar or trinket box. The list goes on and on. But so I just wanted to show you this because it is absolutely gorgeous. It's a really pretty piece of iridescent glass in the most unusual color, like blue-green, like in different lightings. You can't see it right now because I have a lamp like really shining above it. This looks like a really cool, like almost like a blue color or a sea blue color. But when I look at it under different lighting, it looks like a greenish blue color. You can't really tell now. And the maker, whoever made this, really made it very ornate and very fancy. So you see these metal feet that surround the piece that it's mounted on. And again, it's a hinged box. So you see the hinge on the back, along with the hand enameling. And I'm trying to see if I see a maker's mark. That's probably not happening anytime soon. A lot of these pieces did have stamps on them on the bottom, but it's almost impossible to find them after a certain amount of years. Like, well, in this case, we're probably talking over 100 years. And over time, it's gone. I did see a hint of a little stamp, faded stamp, like right here where the foot is. I don't know if you could see that because my camera's not cooperating. But it's like a whitish looking stamp over there, but I could be wrong. Now this is hand blown glass. The pontil was broken off and grounded down. And I'm trying to look, like if I look from the side view for a maker's mark. Again, it's not happening. And this is really a gorgeous piece. Let me open it up and show you what it looks like when it's opened. And now you can really, really see this color of this glass. Quite stunning, right? A lot of people that collect antique hand-blown enamel glass, especially Bohemian glass, look for this particular color. And in some lighting, it looks like cobalt blue. And besides red ruby glass, cobalt blue is blue is a really highly collected colored glass. So let me close it. And so I guess Pandora's box is not telling us who made it. And if you know, please write it in the comments below. As you can see here, we have really amazingly painted, encrusted raised enamel over the glass, and a lot of gold paint. And this was really, really, really a nice quality paint. And again, I wish I knew who made it. If I knew who made it, the world would be a better place. So why don't you make my life easier? And if you're an expert on this old glass that was hand enameled and hand painted and handcrafted and hand blown, please tell me in the comments below. I'd love it. So now the next piece I'm going to show you was found inside this box. I must have placed it in there and forgot about it. And it's this tiny little perfume bottle. And I believe this happens to be Bohemian as well. And you see a little blue, like cobalt blue, glass bead in the center. It looks like a jewel. And it's mounted in metal, an intricate metal pattern with the beading that's made out of glass. And it's that cobalt blue glass again. And this little scent bottle, you see how tiny it is in the palm of my hand? I believe this had scents in it, and they called it like a scent bottle. And back in the Victorian times, people pretty much smelled very badly. And in order to like reduce the bad odors around, surrounding people, they would carry these little scent bottles with them. And every so often they'd pop the top off and take a little sniff out of it just to, I guess, smell the roses, if you know what I mean. And also ladies used to place things called smelling salts in bottles like these. Their corsets were so tight around their abdomen and ribs that they could hardly breathe, and they would often faint. And there would be like a substance inside little bottles like these called smelling salts. So the lady can take a sniff and come back to consciousness. So that's an interesting thing I thought I'd show you. Here's the bottom of it. And it has some markings I can't read, but this is clearly Bohemian. So once again, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And sorry for boring you all.